Hello, everyone.
Hey, look at that
Welcome,
timing.
Wayward Gamers. Welcome to the Emporium. I am Jay, also known as Neopet3 on the socials, and we are here to play some Pathfinder 2E with the Legends of the Natural Ones. Yes, we are back in our Pathfinder 2E. Yes, ones, because go check out season 1, episode 1. You'll know why we're called the Natural Ones.
Yeah.
We are now this is season 3, episode 15. So we are doing such awesome work. These wonderful, wonderful, talented players. I am so happy for. We had a little break after our last episode of you being an evil GM of wonder. I was so excited and so happy. Thank you, everyone. That was good. But enough of me and this. Let's introduce our players so we can dive right into the aftermath of what I caused. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Jay. Hello, everybody. I am Jeff. I am playing Aviro Starborn. Full name of Aviro Amadeus Reuben Bartholomew River Starborn. Names suggested by you, the viewers. That's right. We take your suggestions.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently we take all of them.
Yes.
Hey, that's how Cult of the Blue Sheep came too.
Yeah, true story. So yeah, I'm playing
Purple sheep.
our wizard.
Incredible.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, you are correct, Jim. It is the purple sheep because my brain is not working on all cylinders right now. But that's okay. We're moving on. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm Carrie. I play Bryn Broad River. There's been some shit in this bed, and there's gonna be some more tonight, and I am so looking forward to it. I love playing with you guys. This is gonna be a blast and a half.
Yep, and there's some more coming down the pipe. I've not let it all out, so to speak.
Awesome.
Thank you, Carrie. Jim, how you doing, sir?
I'm tired. No, I'm great. Jim Hawkmere1 on Twitter and the socials, and I'm playing Glastoc Steelcloak, our Dwarven sorcerer. Yes, you heard that right. This party has no tank. So we have 2 casters and a rogue. So,
One of the casters won't attack anybody.
exactly.
Yes, it has no offensive spells.
Hero.
Yep. We love this unique party. This has been, yeah, I have to say.
We don't do well in PvP matches though.
Oh wow,
Sorry about that.
that's a little sore on that one, Jeff. Well, still a little sore. But thank you, Jim. I'm glad you're here. And our wonderful and talented guest player for this round, Bill. Sir, welcome. And how are you?
Very well. Thank you very much. Bill Roper, at Bill freaking Roper, most places. I'm hardly online anymore anyway, but maybe now I've got a new computer. So maybe I'll do a bunch of streaming and stuff now.
Oh man.
That could be fun. And I'm playing Temin Fenstalker, who is come into the lives of these wonderful characters and has recently found out that we may not have exactly the same goals in life.
And connections. You have a lot of connections.
We have a lot of connections.
Since season 1.
Yes.
And 2.
And 3.
And 3. Yes. There's been, yeah. You have to check out last week's episode because it was a doozy. It was a doozy, and it was so much fun. Thank you. Welcome, Bill. I'm so glad you're here. We are in December, and this is the second to the last episode of the year. We've got one more episode in 2 weeks, which will be on the 20th of December, and then we're taking a break for the holidays, and we'll be picking back up mid-January, maybe end of January. So at that time, we're getting our schedules all organized and stuff like that. Before we jump in, there's a few other bookkeeping things. One, we want to share our wonderful love for Booger's Coffee and Talon and Claw, our friends and affiliates here at the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer. The coffee that they make and the wonderful wood dice boxes and DM screens and everything at Ren fairs and conventions that you can find them at. If you put in the code Dragon Daddy, you get 10% off at Talon and Claw. So that will pop up sometime in the chat, which should randomly be coming in, but we'll see what happens to that because I'm on it. Yay. Other than that, we want to make sure we are safe here. So we have gone through our safety tools. We have talked about it. We are friends. We love playing with each other. We understand what we're doing, and if we have issues, we are working with them. So just know that if things look heated, hot, and things of that nature, we are professional actors. No, we just are fun actors of improv, and we are good. So, and when we work on stuff, we have all the safety tools in place to make sure that everything is good. Because, it can get a little heated considering what I threw at you. Which the recap is the baby wormling dragon from season 1 that they fell in love with and that Brynn became mom to, named Rocky. Through some timey-wimey stuff, became the big bad evil guy that ended up attacking them and basically kidnapping their loved ones and basically dressing up in them armor and having them attack them, or actually get attacked, and killing some of them in the process, or attempting to kill some of them in the process. And basically, he's the evil bad guy, and there's some torment of big speeches about love and heart and hate and all that other good stuff. And we left with the battle a draw, maybe a retreat, and we are picking up as the aftermath of the walls of stone and fire that was containing this particular battle come down, and the town militia run in, and there are 3 unconscious bodies of Tib, which is a friend of Brynn's, Aviro's sister. What's that?
Friend.
Friend.
Friend of
Friend
Bryn's.
of Brynn's.
Friend of Brynn.
Friend of Brynn's. Aviro's sister.
Very special friend.
And Glastoc's uncle are there as the sheriff and the militia show up, asking what has been going on. And there's a large, very strong, muscular individual, balding head, with a symbol of Saren Ray on cleric, which is very unusual, coming in and going, "Hey, Sheriff Vorn!" You hear them, Sheriff Vorn, and militia, and they're basically assessing what's going on, and they're asking you what happened and stuff like that. What are you telling them? The militia and the city guard, and that they're eventually going to take all 3 of them and bring them back to the cathedral to get medical attention. But what are you telling them that happened?
So I imagine Aviro steps up and starts opening his mouth, and the second that they realize he is telling them 100% the truth, they both probably clap their hands over his mouth and drag him away, and then someone else takes over.
Well, see, it all started.
Brynn would.
I have notes.
He pulls out a scroll. Brynn would step up and be like, "It was just a disagreement. They, it was just 3 of them, right? 3.
There's the 3, and then there was the monk, and then the Rocky in human form.
Yeah, so there's 5 of them.
So I thought Rocky in human form poofed out.
He boofed away, and the monk boofed and ran away. So there's only 3 left. Then those are the 3 that, yeah.
Brynn would say something to the effect of it being a misunderstanding and we're actually friends, and to make sure that they get to a hospice of some kind.
And there were some other corroborating stories there's other people that saw some stuff too. So in the distance, that they're also, it's taking a little bit of time, and they're going to get them up. Is Glastoc and Timmons sharing any information, or what are they doing with this situation?
If this is just a continuation of what happened post fight, I'm assuming Glastoc and Timon are next to each other, and they've had their
conversation.
Yep. They had their conversation. So as they come, as this all comes up and stuff, Glastoc's which is great because Timon's a gnome, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you got a problem with that?
We're probably not that much difference in height, so it's not like, although Glastoc's kind of tall for a dwarf.
I was gonna say Glastoc's the tall one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's not like I have to look way down at Timon and stuff. So
2 grown-ass men having a conversation.
Yeah, it's just Glastoc's got to kind of under his breath. It's like, let's not say too much while we're trying to figure out exactly what happened here.
Okay, no problem. I won't tell him you're friends with a dragon.
So,
Brynn would have followed if they decide to cart our friends and family away. Brynn would have followed them and explained that she was gonna go make sure they got where they were going. Okay.
Yeah.
Aviro doesn't plan on leaving Mari's side.
Okay.
Unless forced to.
And then Timon and Glastoc. What about Glastoc's uncle, Devin? Anything? Are you accompany
Well-
them, or are you going to go back into the Rusty Dragon? Or what's your plan for while they're
Well,
getting?
he didn't take any damage.
He took a little bit of damage from something else. So, but yeah, so he
Okay.
was confused because the tentacles did instrict him. So he's dazed, but he's kind of
Well,
coming up.
he didn't get the crap beat out of him like
No, he did not.
Piv did. You know,
That is
and,
correct.
You know, and none of us. Well, did Brynn take damage fighting the goblin? Hobgoblin?
I
Okay.
took damage somehow because if I had to put a number on it, I'd say Brynn is feeling 51 out of 68 okay.
Oh, that's right. Because I did heal her for some at one
Correct.
point. Okay. So
You had to put a number on it.
yeah, if we had to put it up,
Just a rough,
She's-
just a rough
she's
estimate.
about 5/7 of her full health.
Yeah,
so.
just approximately, you know.
I think Timon is like de-escalating his anger enough at this point to actually take in who these other people they were fighting were.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was very, very, very focused once he realized that was the reclaimer.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a minute. Is that Durfin?
Yes.
And he walks away from you and walks up to Durfin. He's like, Durfin, it's me, Temmin. What? And he kind of like he reaches up and like shakes his face a little bit. He's like what? What's
Hammond, it's been so long, my friend.
It's been almost 100 years, probably.
Yeah, it has. What's going on? Oh,
What are you doing attacking these people?
I was.
Last time we were together, we were on the same side of things.
Yeah, I just dreaming that I was dreaming I was fighting my nephew that was dead.
Wait a minute. Wait. Your the one you used to talk about? The one that like you kept going on and on about your nephew?
Yes. Yeah, my favorite nephew. I was with a group and we fought but that can't be because
okay, so
it's supposed to be a dream.
I want you to look at me. Look at me, Durfin.
Yes,
all right?
yes.
We went through some stuff. You know you can trust me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and then he's gonna like move to the side and shift Durfin's face in his hands. He's like, that's him, right?
No, that's someone's illusion. My nephew's dead.
No,
That's an illusion.
I will guarantee. I will guarantee you. Look at me. Look at me. You know you can trust me. That's him.
And he's just like,
if you think he's dead, he's not dead. That's him.
I and some of the Michelin, well, you know, they're kind of getting it this time, and he's like, okay, clearly there's something's wrong, that there's something just not connecting. And with Timon's help and some of the other militia, they're going to be able to get him to the cathedral, but he is not wanting to he's afraid of Glastoc right now.
All right, I will go with you, and we will get you to some help. Okay, if there's something going on, I will go with you, and we'll talk through this thing. Okay.
Okay. And in that process of the next hour, so everyone gets to the cathedral within Sandpoint. The clerics are there, and they start administering healing and medical treatments and assessments and things of that nature. Brynn, I would like you to roll me a D20.
And newbie. Nat 20. I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. Oh my god.
Right off the bat.
Wow.
Put it on the spreadsheet.
I'm putting it on the spreadsheet. Okay, thank you. So now, as the time kind of goes, Glastoc, you're gonna go. Are you also gonna go to the cathedral but kind of wait, or are you gonna?
No.
What's your decisions now?
No, because I mean, I wasn't worried too much about my uncle, mainly because he really didn't take a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing the reaction and stuff, it's probably best that I stay away.
Okay.
So he would just go back into the tavern.
Give me a perception check, please.
Perception. 30.
Nice. I will come back to that in a moment. The rest of you get to the cathedral, and after about a good hour, is there anything else that you're doing with your sister Aviro? Like anything with her? You're just by her the entire time. Are you gathering anything? They're going to remove her armament and stuff like that.
I assume she's unconscious.
Yes.
Okay, I assume she's unconscious this whole time. He's kind of just there and beside himself, and astonishingly quiet.
And she has her backpack or like a bag with her too. Are you doing anything with that?
How long has it been? You said an hour?
About an hour.
I think once they find, like, he's attentive when dealing with medical personnel, and then kind of when he's not required, and if he's either just sitting by her hand or if he has to sit in a waiting room somewhere, then I think he would start to look through her bag. But he doesn't want to leave her unless they make him.
Nope. Yeah, and you're going to be by her side. What about Brynn? What's Brynn and with Tib?
When
they get to his armor and gear and stuff like that.
So Brynn would just kind of, because her nature is what it is, she would kind of be laser focused on making sure nobody steals his armor. Like kind of making sure she's keeping track of where it is, and once, what? Did they fucking steal it?
No.
What was that sound?
That was, I'm trying to figure out an investigation or observation or in perception, but I think I'm going to go with perception.
Nat 1.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Wow, Carrie.
That's how we do that.
So as they're getting his armor off, a mannequin, or the
Harlequin mask?
The Harlequin mask falls to the ground. And someone's like, "What's this?" "Oh, it's part of his gear." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And they kind of look around a little bit, and they're like, "Okay." And they kind of shovel off.
Everything's fine. Brynn is equally quiet, I would say, to Aviro. And she's just kind of like sitting by Ib's bedside, kind of just like appearing to be kind of deep in thought.
Aviro looks scared.
You bring in Dervin, and Dervin's he's conscious, and he's, like I said, he's getting assessed by the magic and stuff like that. So are you having any particular conversations with him during this time, or anything that you want to?
I think Temin will talk with him and try to get him over to understanding that, like, he's met Glastoc and he's talked with Glastoc, and Glastoc is here, but weird things apparently have happened. So, like, Glastoc's not dead. That's really Glastoc, and he should go talk with him once we get him situated, or I can bring him. I can go get him. I can bring him here if you want me to.
And he's just like,
and
he's resting, and the medical clerics are like, as they're gathering more information, they're like, not yet, but we got to look up some tomes real quick to be able to assess something. And within like an hour or two, they're going to have some 2 hours. They're going to have some information. But Aviro, Marnie wakes up, and she kind of looks around, and she sees you, and she starts crying.
Do I notice this?
Oh yeah.
As soon as he sees she's awake, he immediately throws himself on top of her.
She's like convulsing, like
her in a hug.
This can't be. This isn't true. This isn't true. I'm still asleep. No, he's dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
And And he's babbling because like you were kidnapped and then I got sent back into time and I had to spend a whole year alone by myself and then finally I had to show up here and then I had to fight you and I didn't want to fight you and then I thought you were dead and then they still won't let me back into school. I don't know when that's gonna happen. Everything's terrible and I can't believe you're alive and this is the most wonderful thing I've ever seen before. And how are mom and dad? Do they even know that we're here? Do they know you're here? Do they know where I've been? If I haven't written, I'm so sorry. I tried and tried, but the letters, they didn't show up through the past. I don't know what was wrong. I tried so hard. And I mean, they're Sin Master 3000s, Marnie. They're Sin Master 3000s. You know exactly how good they are and I just don't know what's going on.
Aviro briefly
Jeff,
passes out.
everybody.
Well done.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, so they calm her down a little bit and they get to a point where she starts to go, okay, maybe this isn't, there's something else, and she's still confused by this, but with the clerics and the acolytes there, they're like, okay, she's trying to get calming after a few hours, and they're like, okay, this might take a few days for this to get to a point of okay. Brynn, Gibbs starts waking up, and his eyes. Yes.
I was just gonna say, Brynn by this time would probably be like almost subconsciously holding his hand as he's kind of waking up.
And as you're holding his hand, he's his eyes kind of open up. He's kind of looking around, and then he just turns over and sees you.
Brynn would just smile and say, "That's twice you've attacked me now, you son of a bitch."
And he gets a smile on his face.
What kind of tomfuckery is this?
A 28 hits you, doesn't it?
Oh!
Yeah.
He grabs you by the throat and and it's basically pushes you to the ground and is just choking you, trying to kill you.
Brynn is like struggling and confused and like I want to attack him back.
You take 6
if I
points of
can.
damage.
Yeah, Brynn is like seeing stars a little bit. Shit.
And in a moment, there's going to be some acolytes that are going to come to your assistance in a moment. But what would you like to do first?
I want to fucking try to attack him. I want to kick him in the balls. Yeah, exactly.
Give me an attack. Give me your unarmed attack.
Unarmed attack. Now, are you going to have to remind me how I do this? Brynn never attacks unarmed.
There's a certain number. So I want to say it's like your strength plus the more or less the level situation, or like how
that's
your
reasonable. It'd be like a plus 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your experience? I think you're an expert at it or something like that right now.
It would be like a 21 to hit him.
Considering the situation, that'll hit him right now because of the situation. But yeah, so 1d4 plus your strength.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah, so he takes that one, and it's less. He listens his grip just a little bit, and then you got 2 other actions. What else would you like to do?
Kind of. Wow. Brynn is like, you see, like as the audience, we would see she almost like goes for like her sword just out of instinct, but then she doesn't. And I'm gonna voluntarily not do shit. She's just kind of coughing and looking at him and scared and confused, and she wouldn't do anything. I think she would kind of freeze.
The acolytes are gonna jump in and grab him on the side, and then is Aviro or Timon gonna do anything? As this, you're probably like 20 feet away.
Is Aviro currently weeping on his sister?
Yes.
Then he didn't.
Timon, would you do anything?
Yes. So he's talking with Durfin, hears this happen, sees that
there's a commotion.
There's a commotion, and this combatant is on top of Brynn, and then sees the acolytes jump on top of him, and as the camera sweeps over, he's just there with a bow knock. He's like, "You got him? You got him?"
Yeah, so we got him. And they pull him back. The acolytes pull him back, slam him on the bed, and he is just fighting, going, "You're dead! I'm gonna kill you! You! You're dead! No, it's not you!" And they restrain him to the bed. He is mad with anger, and he is as if he is just furiously just angry, and just the sight is, and just wanting to attack and kill you. And it's definitely nerve-wracking as they slam
Is he
him and
kind of
restrain him.
raving?
Yeah, not a little bit, but not foaming or anything like that. But yeah, kind of a little bit of a berserkish type mode.
And Brynn at this point would have kind of regained herself, and as he's like saying all this, like, I'm not fucking dead. What's wrong with you?
And he's just yelling, "It's not you, you're dead! You imposter, I'm gonna kill you, imposter!"
And God. Okay, could Brynn like say to these guys, like, no, let him up. Let him up.
No, they won't.
And
They're gonna restrain him.
okay. And Brynn just kind of like Brynn would she would leave the room. She would probably like leave the temple and ah doesn't know what else to do. And when she doesn't know what else to do, she goes off on her own.
So time's gonna roll a little bit, and by the end of, 'cause this happened in the morning, by midday, the clerics and Father Abrin comes out and call with Sheriff. You get a message from Sheriff Vorn to meet them at a location within the cathedral to explain exactly what's going on. And they have all four of you come into the cathedral, into one of the side rooms, and Sheriff Varn is there, the mayor is there, Sebastian is there, and the lead cleric of the cathedral. And Bryn, you know that there are now two guards standing by Tib.
Good.
The clerics, in their medical survey and magical divinations, it appears that their memories have been modified through magic. As well, Tib appears to have been poisoned with a hallucinogen poison to increase his hostility towards you. Whoever they were working for and or captured by, because the identities of Aviro's sister and Glassoc's uncle have been made through the Adventurers Guild, so their identities have been made. They're on good behavior, good settings with the Adventurers Guild. So that's why it's like, okay, they're being helped, they're understanding. Tibbs' identity has been identified as well. And so they but in that specifics, they understand that whoever captured them over the course of a month or so, or several weeks, have been giving Tib hallucinogenic poisons from a particular insect and modifying memories. The other two have had their memories modified through magic.
So
That's-
after, is he explaining this to
yes,
us? Is
he's
that how we're
explaining
getting
it
this
to everyone.
information?
So whoever captured them or whoever they were in has been doing this to them.
So Bryn would kind of at the end of this say, so I mean, you can fix them, right?
It's going to take time, yes.
How much time?
A few weeks, a month, and it depends
On what?
Oh,
on how well they recover. But it is doable. Recovery is doable.
Well, clearly I must stay here and assist you. I will do whatever research you require. I can absolutely help and assist in working.
Sebastian puts his hand on your shoulder. We have the best. We have a psychiatrist facility nearby too. It's one of the best. Their research is good. They have it. So you'll research.
Yes, I'm sure it is, but they don't have me. I cannot just let my sisters out of. I can help. I can help. Tell Glastoc, Brynn, tell them how good I can be of assistance. Tell them, look, I've got notes. I can do perform experiments, and I mean experiments sounds terrible. I can work on subject testing. Yes, that's it. Tests. I can do tests.
Aviro, I think the best thing you can probably do is stay out of their way. It strikes me as a too many chefs situation. Don't want to spoil the soup.
Well, soup's always terrible anyway.
It sounds like they already know what the cause is, so researching. There's nothing to research at this point.
All right. Well, yes, but shouldn't I then stay in order to assist? I mean, what if it happens to one of us again? If I know how to reverse it, then at least we'll be utilizing that research that they've already done, as you've said, and that way we can be prepared. Yes, that's it. Be prepared for the next time that this happens, because clearly, if he's done it once, he can do it again. You can't be serious then that you think this isn't going to be a threat in the future.
He won't do it. He won't do it to any of us.
No,
can't be sure of that.
Wants us. We can. He wants us to feel everything. He wants us to remember everything we're going to remember.
This is beyond personal at this point.
And you just see Aviro, his face drops, and you can see the frustration, and you see him close his eyes, and you see tears roll down his face. And he just whimpers quietly to himself, and you hear him very quietly say, please, please, please don't make me leave her.
I would look at Glastoc and kind of shrug. And I don't want to make Aviro leave his sister. So, like, that's kind of the look you get from Brynn.
Yeah, I mean, between Brynn and Glastoc, we could force him out of here, but I'm not gonna.
And for the time being, they're like, yes, you can stay with her, but there's going to be a time where we need to have private sessions. So,
oh, yes, of course. I'll sleep out here in the lobby. It's not a problem at all. It's totally fine. I'll do whatever I can.
Sebastian kind of looks at Brynn and Glastoc and Temin and is like, and gives you kind of that he's got a plan or an idea.
Is where they are, like, is it? I'm having trouble visualizing this place. Mm-hmm. Is where they are, like, in these beds, is it all kind of like a big common area?
No, so they're actually in a more private area within the cathedral that's been put into a makeshift emergency room kind of area. So the three of them are in here, and they're the only three in here. Okay. Eventually, they're going to be separated as well. You do overhear conversation between Sheriff Bourne and the mayor of, like, are we going to put him in jail in the time being, or are we sending him into Magnamar?
Okay. Okay. Can I do something sneaky?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I would like to do something sneaky, please. I think Brynn, did she see, because she was laser focused, as I clearly said I was, would I see where they took his stuff?
I'll say yeah, but you know that some of the stuff, you clearly missed the mask.
Fuck! Never mind then. I won't do anything sneaky today.
That nat one, baby.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So this is later.
Yeah, this is later in the day and night. Yeah. Okay.
So what happened with my 30 perception?
Oh, good point.
You
said you were going to come back to it, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. It's not, critical right now, but
Okay,
I'll throw
all
it in
right, no, no,
chat. I'll throw it in chat
okay.
for you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Bryn would eventually just say, "Well, is there a place for us to sleep here, or?"
Uh, Tonight you can sleep in the Rusty Dragon, but then tomorrow the Whiz Bangs Manor will be available for you.
That's too far away, though. That's outside of town.
Well, that's a
Just-
long walk. Can't we sleep in the Rusty Dragon
Yeah,
forever?
you're welcome to do that.
I mean, the Rusty Dragon would be closer, correct?
Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
other side of town, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, as opposed to outside of town
I
entirely.
mean, it's a 15-minute walk, more or less, outside of town and inside of town. Or 20,
Bryn would
30.
go. Bryn would go over to Aviro, and she would like put her hand on his shoulder, and she'd be like, "Do you want? Are you staying the night here, or are you coming back?"
He just nods vigorously.
I would say, "Do you want somebody to stay with you, or?"
If you want, you certainly don't have to. You've been through a hard time as well, and I don't want to deprive you. So if you want to go and have have several whiskeys, I certainly would not begrudge you.
Several whiskeys.
I just want you. I want you to feel good because you're suffering as well.
When he says several whiskeys, Bryn would like crack the first smile you've seen in hours, and she would say, "I do believe I'll take you up on that. See you first thing in the morning now."
All right.
And she would look over at Glastoc and be like, "Well, are you staying here? Or are you coming with me?"
No, there's no reason to stay here, at least from my perspective. I understand why Aviro wants to stay, but I'd rather stay out of their way and wait until we get a more positive outlook.
Mhm.
Especially
I think they have a
especially
drink
after
called,
what happened to you, you know.
and
I
Bryn
will
would smile like,
say this:
Okay.
Tib is the only one who is hallucinatedly poisoned. Vero's
Well,
sister and uncle were not poisoned; they were just
No.
mind modified.
right,
Mhm.
but he's still acting, he still doesn't believe that I'm Glastoc. So I don't know how he's going to react if I get close to him.
Yes.
So
and now that you guys have seen this,
and then we've seen
like-
what happened to Brynn. It's like,
that's like worst case scenario. As soon as
Nat 20,
Glastoc
baby.
as soon as Glastoc says something about when we have a more positive outlook, Bryn would go, "I think they have a drink called the Positive Outlook."
I think we need two.
And she would clap Avira on the shoulder one more time and be like, "See you in the morning." Is
All
Temin
right.
with us? Temin, you want to come get a drink?
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Bryn would kind of like look down one more time towards where Tib is, somewhere in this place, and I would leave.
And you do hear some noises of yelling and like bed bouncing coming from there, like rage.
And Bryn would leave hurriedly. Kind of rubbing her neck.
What's Timon doing?
So after Glastoc and Bryn leave, he's gonna go up to Durfin and say, "All right, so I'm gonna go, but I will come back tomorrow. You get some sleep." I have a question. Do you think you can answer a question? Do you feel up to that?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
So, what did you think was happening? Like the whole fight that was going on? Like what? How did you get there? What brought you there? What did you think was going on?
Just following a dream, following the master, following him. He following him. He said that imposters were going to show up, and when the imposters show up, we need to defend.
Defend him?
Yeah,
This master
defend
guy?
him and do away with the imposters,
Okay. All right.
but try not to hurt them too much.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Thanks, Durfin. You take care of yourself. You get some rest. All right. I'll see you in the morning. All right.
Yeah.
Right, friend. And he'll go back to the Rusty Dragon.
Brynn and Aviro, I need a perception check, please.
Perception.
16.
Is this an initiative perception?
Nope, it is not an initiative perception.
Oh God.
18.
Okay. All right. You get back to the Rusty Dragon and with Glastoc, and it's lively as usual. People are drinking. Sebastian's it's a little bit hectic because Sebastian isn't there. But he's on his way back after you as he gets in. But drinks are flowing, food is flowing, dinners, stuff like that. Is there anything, conversation the evening, or anything you're wanting to do now that you're back together? And as you're sitting at the table,
Timon gets, he has a little, it's not like a tankard, it's more of a wooden glass shape because he's drinking hard stuff. He's not drinking a beer. And he comes over and
I'm not drinking a beer.
I'm drinking a beer. And comes over and plops it on the table where Brynn and Glastoc are, sits down in the chair. It's like, all right, so I asked Durfin, like, what was up? How'd they get there? What went on? And he said that he was following the dream, that he was following the master, and that he was protecting the master by trying to take out or trying to hurt the imposters, but not too much. So I'm just going to lay that out if that makes more sense to you than it does to me. But it sounds like, the reclaimer's up in his head, up in all their heads.
And I would look uncomfortably over at Glastoc. And then Brynn would look away. She is really starting to feel like maybe Rocky can't be saved. And there's a feeling that maybe she doesn't want to save him after everything that's happened and everything that happened today. And she's starting to feel like a rage that she doesn't like.
I'm fairly certain that when Glastoc and Brynn were walking back, there was just literally like no conversation between the two of them.
Correct.
Because Glastoc's not going to say, "I told you so."
And Brynn knows.
And Brynn knows that he should.
And that's what's eating her up the most. 100%. 100%. And Brynn would just say, it makes sense to me. He's trying to hurt us. He has it in his head somehow that we betrayed him, and that's that.
Well, we don't know how many years have passed since the fight at the Druid Stones. And I'm sure Timon is kind of wondering what we're talking about. So Glastoc will give him a brief, basically.
Well,
Rocky was.
I know
captured,
that, like,
there
was not that long ago. Maybe a couple of months ago, there was something that happened out on the Druid Island. Like, we heard there was some lightning strikes, and I heard rumors of murders out there. Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of. And Glastoc will, give a quick flashback synopsis of
scene.
The fight that we had to try to save Rocky, and then the alchemist disappearing, boom, and then basically we were teleported. And I'm sure Brynn will fill in because she actually has better recollection of what happened. but like we have no concept of how much time passed for us between those two worlds. But it's obviously enough that Rocky went from being a prepubescent teenager to a much more mature dragon. And when you're talking about something that can live for 1,000 years, you know, we're not talking decades here. We're talking centuries could have passed. So,
But
and-
Rocky spent time in his cave, which gives him accelerated growth.
but he hadn't been in his cave. He was only in the cave when he was with us. The second he was captured, he no longer had access to the cave.
Okay.
Doesn't
okay.
Brynn kind of have an idea of how much time has passed too because of Talk? How old he is and
Like I said,
or was there lost time in there that
no, there wasn't any lost time. So literally it's been only about a little over a month since you had your initial attack, like the circus attack in Salt Marsh, Smalt Marsh.
Well, look, I don't know what the time thing is with the three of you, but I will tell you this. It's been over 100 years that I've been hunting the Reclaimer.
Okay, well that
since he burned my village, killed my friends, killed my family.
And Brynn kind of look at each other like, oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know about your cute little baby friend, but that thing ain't been around for a long time.
And that's what we're trying to understand. So if it's been centuries, he's been stewing about this all of that time. You know, it's the one thing that I can't figure out is how he knows that it's like what's obviously been centuries for him hasn't been centuries for us. It's been like, you know, this is out of character. Like Jay said,
it's been 1 week.
It's been months. Okay. So how does he know? How does Rocky know that we're obviously, we haven't progressed for centuries, because if we had, we're not as long lived as he is. You know, Aviro might be, but you know, dwarves only live a few hundred years at most. Half elves, right around the same. You know, we would be dead. So how does he know it's us? I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be like some kind of fucking bond or some shit
That's the only thing that I can think of, and Glastoc's looking directly at Brynn while you say you as soon as you said that, it's like he must have sensed that we were here, and I'm guessing it's because of you, because of the bond you two shared.
I'm gonna throw something out at you real quick, and I kind of touched base it on a little bit, but now with the conversation, I need an intelligence roll. Basically, Aviro, Brynn, and Glastoc, give me a D20 plus your.
But Aviro's not here with us having this conversation.
Oh,
he was back at the temple.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's going to be back. So yeah, Brynn and Glastoc, give me.
Straight intelligence.
Not a wisdom saving throw, but yeah, it's more like a D20 plus your intelligence modifier on trying to remember something that's kind of coming together from an incident.
17.
That's good.
And you'll be happy to know Brynn has a +0 to her intelligence.
And I got a 15 because I have a +0 to mine also.
Okay.
Hey!
So actually, Aviro, roll for me too. Roll for me too. Eventually, you're going to most likely have this conversation with Aviro
it's
too.
Like Aviro just has the recognition, like while he's doing sit-ups, like a cop movie. He's like, "My God,
20.
Okay. So, Bryn, you remember something that the gentleman vampire said at the
Oh.
Magnamar
God.
party.
I just got goosebumps. It gives me the heebie-jeebs.
He was very happy with your assistance on Lito's boat and decided to give you a special treat and invite you to the party, which Rocky's human form was at the
He saw us
party.
at the fucking party.
And he invited Rocky to the party. And
That
Rock,
motherfucker baited us. He was serving us up like a fucking hors d'oeuvre.
no, but he
No?
the
Sorry.
vampire wasn't.
Oh.
There was some other stuff that was going on, but Rocky saw you at the party because you realized that the vampire may have wanted you to recognize who that actually was.
Oh god.
But you
And isn't
didn't.
he the one Aviro made behave like a twat?
No, that was a different
No,
one.
it's a different guy.
no.
Oh, okay.
You were gonna
That-
go work for him until Leto gave you the no, he's a bad, and gave you the
He's the
story.
merchant.
He's the merchant.
He was like-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you saw
And-
him. You saw him talking. The vampire was talking to the merchant, and then he looks over and made eye contact with the three of you, and then kind of wanted because there was so basically the vampire was setting him up, but and hoping that you would
Hoping we would see, but
you would see who it is and trying to because it appears the vampire may have known that that was Rocky or a dragon in human form.
either way, that's how we fucking
And that's
knew
how
you were
he
here.
knew that you were back. Pretty sure.
Bryn's eyes would light up. She, the party. Saw us at the party. Bryn would just throw back the rest of her drink, and there's still a good amount left. So it's pretty heavy stuff. And then she would like signal for another.
I admire Bryn's commitment.
And then Bryn has just kind of been like listening to this and sort of silence, and yeah, she just doesn't really know what to say. And again, she's kind of waiting for Glastoc to say "I told you so," but
Oh, he's not going to.
he will
That's
not.
no, that's
And she's starting to think to herself, she knows he won't, but it would almost be a relief if he. And it's like she eventually just stands up. She doesn't even say like good night. She would just stand up and put some money on the table and head upstairs. And she's pretty drunk.
Oh, yeah.
You would probably notice Glastoc, you know her well. She's
Oh,
been
no.
drinking like
Yeah.
more quickly than usual.
It's gone through a lot lately.
Well, it's been
I'm an
been a
evil
tough go.
GM.
It's been a tough go. Yeah. Thank God she has a coping mechanism. Well, yeah.
Anything?
They also have a drink at this bar called the coping mechanism.
Yes, they're going to start.
that comes in the big stein.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one in the boot.
Yeah.
Is there any other conversations this evening that you want to tackle or things you want to care of? Yes, Aviro.
Well, while Aviro is up fretting, he is likely not going to sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So he is conjuring any medical and metamagical book that he can think of that deals with the reversal of mind control. And he is so any book he's read in the past that has that subject in it, he's conjuring it with his thing. Okay, so he's struggling. He's not finding anything, so he's getting depressed because he's not finding very much.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out his quill and some parchment. And he starts to write. And he writes a letter. And then he sends that letter. And the letter says something to the effect of, "Dear Rocky, it's your old friend Aviro. we're really confused. Perhaps you could help us out a little bit. Here's what happened. We got sent into the past. Sorry about that. But then I had to spend the year alone. And he basically tells the story of what happened up until here.
Mm-hmm.
And then says, and so here I am with my sister, and we curious to know what particular incantation variant did you use to cast this spell, the mind control spell? Because, well, it's the one piece that we're really missing in order to reverse it. So if you could be so kind, please, for your old friend. Also, we do miss you, and whatever it is we did, we're very sorry. And then he sends it.
I need an I'm doing this ahead of time. I need a perception check, but it's a you know what? It's a recall knowledge.
It's not a
But
thing.
I'm good. You know what? I'm based on what's about to happen. I'm gonna say Arcane is available
Arcane? Hot diggity.
because yeah.
27.
Okay. How long does it take for those go? I mean, it's relatively instantaneous because it's like message.
As long as, yeah, like it goes instantly. It's just,
it's later that night. Okay. An hour
unless
later.
they're in a different time.
An hour later.
Ooh,
A letter appears in front of you.
That's really quick.
Okay.
Dear Aviro,
Oh.
thank you for your thank you for your life story. It must have been hard for you being alone. The clerics in the cathedral can use this counter spell or this mind spell to reverse the spell effect. I look forward to talking to you one day. Try to stay alive.
Bravo, Jeff.
Wow.
Rocky.
Jeff.
And as you get the
you make
message,
I
damn
wrote that
sure
down at the end of last week.
You make damn sure that's not like a fucking death word or whatever.
Oh yeah, he wants to can my Arcana roll
I'm
be
gonna
my
need
roll
another
for knowing?
Arcana roll for that.
I'm sorry, I
Okay.
didn't mean to be a table cat.
No, that
I'm
was
being
it was on my
receptive, big
What?
sister.
31.
it is exactly
Even better.
what spell needs to be done.
Wow.
And also some like
Damn,
leaves and stuff
genius
like
that
that. But yeah, that's exactly what needs to be done.
Awesome.
But 2 caveats. Number
Mhm.
1, you realize the information you're given and some of the ingredients are going to help them, which means that they're going to get that process, but they're going to have to go to the psychiatric center that's just outside of town to be able to get help. They're going to be there for a few months. Which you realize Rocky knew that and is specifically sending them there for help.
Mhm.
Rocky wants them to go there for help, which means you will be available to do whatever you need to do. And the natural ones, which they need to do. So it's like Rocky specifically helping you to move them along so that you can get back to what you want to do, which is
Save my sister.
to save your sister, but oddly get back to maybe some research that you're supposed to be doing. The second
Right.
thing is, Jeff, please play the video I sent you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
What? What?
Okay,
We're
hang
sending
on.
videos now?
I sent a
apparently.
pre-video to Jeff.
They sent me a
Also,
video.
If he
Okay.
While he's watching-
finally,
While he's watching that video, I have a quick question.
yes,
Tib was affected by magic or not affected by magic?
He was.
He was affected by magic also.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was
Okay.
mind.
So this can help him too.
Yeah, it would be able to help him, but he's a much more severe case.
He's also got the
He's got the because he's had the hallucination
the drugs.
poison in him.
The
So
drugs.
because of that, it's going to be a much more worse. But they might one of two things. They're going to send him to the psychiatric, or they're going to send him to Magnamar because now they realize that he is the manic the
Harlequin.
Harlequin.
Harlequin. Okay. Fucking
Jeff, how you doing?
what, Jeff? What, Jeff? Send it to us. Send it to all of us now.
Well, when the next day when Aviro shares it with
Holy crap. Okay, I've watched the video now.
you can do whatever you want because you have
I don't
some
have any. So, do you want me to tell them what?
if you sure and you're going to
'Cause
realize
I can't demonstrate it.
okay, you can't demonstrate it. So share I'll throw it in Discord so that they can see it. And
So-
then you can tell them what you do.
So the fire reveals the truth notes.
Yeah.
Literally, hold a lighter up to it and just brush over it, and the words change.
They actually do. Because I use
And it's a video of him with a lighter. You don't light it at the bottom. You just run the flame over.
Oh my god. Seriously?
seriously.
Oh,
Pepper, when last week's post credits, Pepper took her finger to a letter and did that. And then she got really, really sad.
oh.
You are fucking kidding me. That is unfucking believable.
And Aviro, the letters that the
Yeah.
Whizbangs got also had those are the letters in the diary. Rocky's been feeding them the Whizbangs the information of the locations
Oh.
and the support positive information for them to do all their research.
Hmm.
Harry, what did you find?
Shut up. I'm sorry. I did the fire thing as well, and
What does it say?
it says, well, so all of it at the very end, is that all you want me to say?
Yeah.
Like there's the okay. All the ink went away except I am Rocky of the Blue M. Is there more?
Nope, that's it. That's it.
Oh, my heart, she breaks. That's really fucking cool, Jay. But also very sad. Oh my god.
You realize that Rocky has been sending the Whizbangs the
Sends-
information. He sent you the letter. So all that paperwork, he saw you with the stationaries of sending and got the exact same ones that Vero did and was using them. You're 31.
Yeah.
The message from future Vero.
Yeah.
Would be from Rocky.
Oh.
Or future Aviro. You don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Dun dun
no.
dun.
Oh,
man.
no.
Wow.
How did I'm go over again? What was it that made Aviro realize that?
Because
what
because Rocky sent the exact same paper in his response to you an hour later, and it looks exactly like the paper the Whizbang has received. Your exact paper,
Gotcha.
the notes that Aviro
Gotcha.
got, all of it is and then it made the sense and the
Okay.
all the same stuff.
that was the trigger.
And for Steppy, yes, I used invisible ink in the letters I sent to my players several months ago for them to read on the air 2 episodes ago.
I literally just got a lighter out and frickin' did it, and it's real, and that is maybe definitely the highest level of immersion I have ever experienced in a game. That is insane.
Jay, do they all say the same?
Yes, they will
They all
all
say the
say
same.
the same. So you could fire them
Okay.
at the bottom, and they will all say, "I am Rocky of the Blue Elves."
That's so cool.
Timmy.
That's so cool.
Later that night, as you're in bed,
Snuggled up with Cinnamon.
Oh,
a letter appears in front of you.
Knuckled up with Cinnamon.
A letter appears in front of you. You have your letter. Yes, there.
Mm. Oh, what? It. Okay. That. Oh, I guess.
It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
All right.
Oh, it's early.
Yeah, we're gonna go early. It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Let me just open this
Hey,
up.
as kind of a precursor to this,
Yeah.
Jay,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping it was gonna come back to Timon and Glastoc sitting at the
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's
Oh,
do that.
sorry. Yeah,
first.
let's do
All
that.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My mistake.
because
Please.
because at this point, like, we really don't know a lot about Timon other than he wants Rocky dead, which at this point Brynn probably wants Rocky dead, and Glastoc is feeling like, yeah, we're gonna have to kill Rocky. But basically, Glastoc would just all of a sudden, after Brynn gets up and leaves without saying anything, Glastoc was going to turn to Timon and say, "Okay, we really don't know each other, and we started off on the wrong foot. Why don't you give me your background? Like, why are you hunting him so much? Like, we don't know most of Timon's backstory at this point.
Kinda, yeah.
You know,
All right. Sure. It's a little story time. That works for me. So here's the deal. Right. I grew up in a small town. Kind of not that far from here, but out in the edge of the swamps. And lived there with my family, brothers and sisters, mother, all. Wasn't a huge place, but maybe a couple of hundred people there and spread across. And then just decided I wanted to learn more about the area around me. I became really interested in animals, not plants as much because plants in the swamp kind of stink. But there's nice animals around there, and being a gnome, I have a real connection to my heritage. And I found that the more time I spent in the swamp, like the more my senses became I don't know, sharpened, right? Like I could see things better, I could hear things better, I could smell things better. I just thought I was gonna have this idyllic life, and then it all ended when the reclaimer came. And I mean, we'd heard stories about these great flying creatures, these dragons, but had never seen one. And then we started to see some, and you'd hear about them, and then they were little, but then a big one came, and that was the reclaimer, and it destroyed everything. I was in the swamp. I was out hunting, and I saw my village when I came back, smoldering, just destroyed by acid everywhere. And found my family, found my friends, and saw up in the sky flying away a giant black dragon. And then I spent my life since then. I've got the weight of my family and my people on my shoulders. I've got to take care of this thing. I've got to end this threat because I've spent the last 120, 130 years trying to track this thing down. And up until about 30 years ago, there was other dragons, smaller dragons. I've assumed they've been, part of the Reclaimers, I don't know, cadre, flight, something. And, I've been lucky. I've had some friends that have helped me, and I've been in the right place at the right time. And he touches his armor on his chest. It's like, so this is what I wear to remind myself that they can be killed. And so up until about 30 years ago, I was constantly on the trail of the Reclaimer, always just missing him, or being there just a day too late, always in front of me. And then he disappeared. I couldn't find him anymore. And the last 30 years, the dragon have all been gone. And I thought maybe he went somewhere else. Maybe they disappeared. Maybe I drove them off. I don't know. It was all wishful, hopeful thinking, though, because it just a couple of months ago there was sightings again in Smaltmarsh, right? And suddenly everybody was talking about the Reclaimer, and then there was confirmed sightings, and then there was attacks happening. And so I started my quest again and started seeing what I could find. And I heard the Reclaimer moved north. And so I traveled north, couldn't find anything. And then I got here to Sandpoint. I met Sebastian again, who I knew. And he asked me to go do some adventuring and help him out. I needed some money. I needed help. I was still a little in shock from, a couple months earlier losing my other bear. But all I want, Glastoc, is to slay this Reclaimer. I know it makes me focused, blind to other things, but the Reclaimer took everything that I have. And I will not rest until one of us is dead.
The Glastoc's gonna lean back a little bit, and he's focusing on this whole, again, we're going back to the time thing. And so before there was never any sightings of dragons. There was, like, they were unheard of in the area. And then
they were just rumors. I never saw any.
Okay. And then there were some smaller ones, you said, or sightings of smaller ones. And then all of a sudden he shows up.
Yeah.
And then
there was.
And then he disappears for 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But now he's back. And maybe that's because you're here. How long have you been here? From your tiny thingy.
Apparently, mentally, we've only been here for a few months, but apparently we have taken the place of our counterparts. Aviro can explain it better than I can. Of course, it'll take half an hour, but so I don't want to use the term we're inhabiting somebody else's body, but that's kind of what it is. We're in our counterparts' bodies from another timeline, universe, however you want to say it. And we're continuing a mission that these people couldn't complete. And perhaps in this world, Rocky has always been evil. We don't know. Everything that we brought with us or we had with us from that previous world doesn't seem to be the same. And Glastoc will explain the backpack and how it functions, but at the same time, it doesn't function the way it did before.
Jim, I'm gonna cut you off for a quick second and add something.
Yeah.
When you guys melded together, you had the
Yeah.
exact same experiences. So whatever
Right.
happened, so everything happened the same way it happened.
Okay.
The
Up
only
until
thing,
that point.
the only difference is they made the choice not to go in stone and died. And then you
Okay.
picked up, and at that moment is when you picked up, and your group picked up when we transferred from Golarion, or we transferred from Faerun to Golarion, and D&D to Pathfinder. So literally everything is the same in your
Okay.
timelines.
Okay. All right. So scratch that. Yeah. So, but there's still it's not 100% the same. Um, it's and at this point, because it's obvious, there has been some time for Rocky or the Reclaimer, whatever we want to call him. He's not Rocky anymore, at least not to me. He might still be to Brynn, but he's had that 100 years or more to hold a grudge against us because we failed to rescue him from being captured. So I want to say it, just like I told you before, I want to say that there's obviously some of Rocky still left. I just don't know how much. And we might just have to err on the side of caution, just a bad word to use. But he's got to go down. If he is that dangerous, where he is raising whole villages for no reason, we can't let him continue that kind of destruction. And Brynn is not going to want to hear that. She may realize it, but she's not going to want to hear it. But I can tell you this. After what happened today and knowing Brynn, she's not going to hesitate if she gets a chance to right any wrongs that have happened.
Well, maybe I better tell her what happened to me then. Maybe she's got to understand that this Rocky that is not the Reclaimer that I know.
And I think, I mean, if he's willing to use people that we love against us, that's not Rocky. That is the Reclaimer. And I'm with you on we've got to stop the Reclaimer. There's no if, and, buts, or ors about it.
All right. Well, on that, hopefully we now are finally agreed.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't disagreeing with you before. I was just holding out hope that we wouldn't have to get to this point. But it's not looking good.
And Temin will pick his drink up and clink it against Glastoc's.
Yeah. So, not holding any punches. You obviously know my uncle.
Darfin's a good man.
He was. He helped me out when I was young and trying to figure out what I needed to do.
I spent quite a few years with him and Roderick.
And if my uncle trusts you, I have no reason not to.
Who's Roderick?
Radic.
Radic.
Oh, Radic.
Radic.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's misspelled in my thing.
Damn it.
Yeah, with him and Radic.
Okay. I mean, I think that's good, Jay. So now we can.
So actually, hold off on that letter, Bill, because I changed my mind. But you're gonna don't go put it too far away.
You
Do not.
tease.
We're not gonna do not put that too far away because you will get it tonight. So here's the thing. So over the course of the next week is it's kind of going to be exploring Sandpoint. After a couple days, the Vero's uncle Vero's sister and Glassoc's uncle are going to be moved to the psychiatric facility outside of town by the farms. There is a debate right now where Tib is going to go because they've realized that Tib is part of the commotions in criminal organization. And so he's been a known criminal based as the mannequin, Harley Quinn. So it's kind of like they're debating what to do. Is there any input you would like to share in the town council meeting?
Ooh.
Yeah. So like so he's like involved in these crimes. Do
So
they
there's
have like go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Magnamar and in Schmaltmarsh, there's been the reports of the Harlequin face guy and the group of criminals that have attacked, stolen. There's a criminal. They're known as a criminal group. They've been known to do certain things, murders on it as well. Um, they've theft, murder, burglary, vandalism, things of that nature in Magnamar and in Schmaltmarsh and in the area. So, and it's very clear that this particular mask is of the Harlequin individual. So,
Okay.
Like they just
Brynn.
found Bane's mask kind of thing?
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Kinda. Oh, I'm trying to think of something. Brynn would say in this council meeting, she would just say, make that argument. This is real red-handed shit. I guess Brynn would ask them how they know that the mask is really his.
They found it in
would-
his equipment.
They found it on the fucking floor when they were moving his equipment around. You found it on the fucking floor while you were moving his equipment around. There was a lot of equipment being moved around that day.
They were
A lot of chaos, I'm sure you remember.
they were undoing him, and it was clearly it fell out of his armor.
Harry knows that, but I'm trying to fucking sow
that's
seeds
what they're
of
going
doubt,
back-
Jay.
And that's what they're saying. It's clearly that it fell out of his armor when they were undressing.
Can I make a deception check to do
Sure.
some lawyering?
Sure.
Okay, here I go. That's a nat 1. God.
Damn! Wow!
Oh no!
Brynn has been out of the game for too long. She needs to brush up on her lying.
Yes.
So knowing that they do not believe her. Oh.
All right.
Fuck. Why did you make that sound?
because I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll it in roll 20. I'm gonna roll a d20, and because of his current mental state, and you rolled a nat 1, Magnamar might, because he's gone insane. It was clear. Do you mention any of your personal relationship with him?
I'm sure it would be obvious that Brynn cares.
Okay.
And Brynn has been not super sneaky about every day she goes in and checks and asks specifically how he's doing. And so like I don't think she would have said, I made a baby with him, but
no,
I
but
think that it's probably obvious that they have some kind of
yeah.
relationship.
I made it.
We banged and a human resulted.
Because of his current mental state, he is too far mentally unstable for Magnamar and will be put in the high security end of the psychiatric ward in outside of town.
Okay, good. Phew. That's
Arkham,
great.
where the best people go.
With no with no sight of release. There is a very slim chance he will ever be released, because if once he gets cured, then they're going to transfer him to Magnamar. Which curing him is still that's the goal, and it's very possible. And they, with everything that's going on, so they're going to go and put him there first, and then once he's been healed, then they're going to, after several months, then they're going to bring him and transfer him to Magnamar to face charges.
Okay, I have a plan that I will share with you in the chat.
No problem.
Carry on, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. So over the course of the next few days too, and as they're going to be moved, Sebastian has suggested that because the whiz bangs are missing and there's some presumed death, but they're not sure. It's still iffy. Because some of them they've disappeared. And the research is pretty much in the whiz bangs library. And even though Aviro had like an hour or two to look at stuff, there's still a lot of stuff there of the research material. So to be there, that's what you're going to need to actually physically see and do and make copies of, and you're mentally. So you're going to need to be there on a regular basis to do that research for the star shard. So Sebastian is technically the real estate property owner, license to be able to do anything with the whiz bangs property when they're not there. He offers Brynn, Aviro, and Glastoc to stay there if you would like, and become basically reside there for free. In the guest rooms, and one of the rooms, which was one of the one of the whiz bangs named Dalian, who is now in Magnamar, has forsaken this group and has moved on. So the only two that are left is Ren, who is a human cleric, and Gwen, who is the human barbarian. And the upstairs attic is the barbarians, and Ren has her own room. So there are 3 open rooms, 2 guest rooms and Dalians that you can stay in, which means Tenon could stay in somewhere else in the manor, or basically the Rusty Dragon has been offered for free rent for you.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh no, we should totally make Aviro and Glastoc bunk up again in their own place.
I like to imagine that even if they are in separate rooms, eventually Glastoc will hear like a knock, knock, knock at his door, and then Aviro has his banky and his teddy bear, and be like, "Can I come in there with you? I had a bad dream. I froed up."
Knock, knock, knock. Glastoc. Knock, knock, knock. Glastoc. Knock, knock, knock. Glastoc.
Yeah. But over the course of the next week, you're getting more used to Sandpoint and getting to know it, understand it. Hence the description and city information or town information I dropped in a while ago that's pinned in our Discord. That long dissertation of information is now all yours and to be able to use. Rumors, things of that nature, you're kind of hearing things. There's a few things that are popping up in this last week. For example, the beggar, there's a beggar that an old lady that you constantly see at one location. There's wanted posters uh for the or uh or I can my words are not working for me right now. Vigilante, that's what I'm looking at. Well, the vigil
Mhm.
there's a vigilante running around town stopping criminals, and there's a wanted poster for them because they're committing crimes. The guard is looking for them, and it's a shadowy figure using a whip. There's quests at the adventure guilds, and something you're hearing rumors that the wrecking crew um, is having is potentially causing some issues as well outside of town. But there's lots of different things that you're going to learn and pick up in town and kind of yourself with after, like I said, that week. Vera's going to be able to do the research that he needs to figure out and put everything together to figure out, okay, timeline, where do you have to find the shards? And then talk amongst yourselves to figure out where you want to go. Which brings us to during that week, is there anything else that that you really want to kind of explore in town? Or I mean, there's an adventure guild, there's a bakery, savory good bakery, there's an armory, there's a training center, there's a play, there's a playhouse, there's a few other eating establishments, there's a seedy part, there's the glassworks, there's a lot of stuff in Sandpoint.
A seedy part, you say?
This is a seedy part.
I would like to check out the seedy part, please.
All right.
Why
So you're going to
doesn't
check out the
that
seedy part.
surprise me?
Glastoc,
I want to go gamble.
Glastoc, what are you looking for in this week?
Um, it,
I thought Jim froze for a second. I was
Yeah,
very
I did
scared.
too.
yeah,
He's
I
a
mean,
rock.
it. Glastoc's not one to like just go meandering about a town unless he has something very specific he's looking for. And that's just it. At this point, he really doesn't have anything he's looking for. Um,
I mean, there's magic shops. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on too.
yeah, but he's not a Vero.
True.
Uh, yeah, come back to me.
Okay.
I'm
Vero,
just,
what you're going to be doing research and doing stuff and things of that nature, correct?
Aviro is not leaving his sister's side.
Oh, so this week you're just going to be at your sister's side the entire time. Well, after like 4 or 5 days, she's going to be moved to the psychiatric and she's doing much better.
And he is trying to go with her.
And they're going to say, no, you can't. And you're going to have to.
And he's going to push his way past.
And
follow the
Sebastian's
bed.
like, and going to have a conversation with you about let the professionals do their work. I need you to get back to she's in great hands. I need you to get back to the research that the whiz bangs were doing.
I am not leaving my sister's side, and that's final. I can be of assistance.
And he's like, Vero, she'll be fine. It's all good.
I'm very sorry, sir. That's very kind of you. However, I don't know what none of you know her as I do, and I can be much more valuable than if I'm elsewhere. I'm a font of information that you absolutely need for this process.
Sebastian will take
And
a
he
girl.
turns around and he follows. He follows.
And Sebastian's like, Vito, come talk to me. Come talk to me.
He is walking away, following Mari.
And he gets in front. He runs and jumps in front of Aviro for a second and just says, "One moment, please. Let's have a conversation with your teammates. As your mates. Just hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
All right.
You are an intelligent individual. You are very respected in the magical field. With that being said, of course, you've studied Thuman's theory of counter force versus progression and path, correct?
Obviously.
And have you studied the philosophers under Krim, Kriam, and Saman?
Of course I have. In chronological order and in reverse theory order.
And what did Krim say versus Krom's analysis when it comes to
Ah,
going on the path of finding the direction between emotion and the path that needs to be taken?
yes, the direction between emotion and the path that need to be taken are completely separate, which is why, if you had read Crom, you would know that in the appendix of the revised edition, it does state that the two can merge under a Dionysian sphere. And as you know, the Dionysian sphere is within the resonance frequencies of this particular facility. And thus, with a certain attunement, I can project the necessary harmonic in order for it to vibrate at the correct frequency.
Are you the only one that can?
I'm the only one that knows her well enough to not shatter her neurons in her brain.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. My
There's
parents
no one
are
else that has
incredibly
been
far
studying
away.
this particular more than you.
I'm not saying they've been studying more than me. I'm saying I know my sister better than any of you.
But I say that these are very good professionals that within the week, they will know your sister as well as you.
But they don't right now. And that's what I'm saying. We could save that week, and then you could help other people who need you.
That's true. But in that week has been lost. Would you prefer
That week has been lost?
the blue M's get ahead? That's 1 week.
Of course not.
Then if you go with your sister, the blue M's will be ahead a week. And 1 week closer to a shard.
How do you figure that?
Because they're searching for the shards as much as we are.
And there's no one else that can. What are Glastoc and Brynn doing?
Can they do the research?
I assume so. They're intelligent people.
Can they do it as good as you, as quickly as you?
Of course not.
Exactly.
But you said there's a week.
There'll take, 3 or 4 weeks to be able to do what you need to do in 1 week? That 1 week.
All right, so it's a single quarter ratio.
So that 1 week would be the difference between an entire city's surviving or dying.
You don't know that?
And you don't either.
Correct. What I do know is how I can assist my sister.
But I know that someone can also do the same. Trust in the entity. Trust in your purpose here. Your sister is safe. She is in good hands.
Fine. Fine, I will go, but
I will give you
you're very mean for not letting me help.
You will get updates on a regular basis, I promise. Daily, if needed.
He's not listening. He is walking away.
Okay. He's just like, Glastoc and Brynn have their hands full. Oh. So as the week, Timon, what will you be wanting to do during this week?
Emin is going to find a Fletcher.
Okay.
And wants to begin commissioned work on arrows that are stronger than what he has, more piercing than what he has, truer flight than what he has.
Okay. Yep.
If they can be enchanted in some way, he would like that. Basically, he really realizes that he's got to be able to up his game, and this is his best chance of doing that. So he's going to try to find some way to at least begin that process.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, also, I'm going to at some point, if he hears that Sebastian says it, you guys might move into the Whizbang's place.
Mhm.
For God's sake, do something about that attic. Right? Okay, you gotta get up there, burn it, fumigate it, whatever it is. But like, don't die. You gotta get rid of that plants up there. Like, I mean, come on, for at least to your own good, right? And I'm not even gonna come visit or nothing if the plants is still there.
Is the Whizbang's place closer to where Glastoc's uncle and Vero's sister are being moved to?
Kind of in a way. So
I mean, that would
I'm
help
gonna
get a Vero
I'm gonna
there.
go. So the map that you currently see, in so this is Sandpoint here.
Okay.
This is Sandpoint.
Okay.
Okay. So right on this, right here is the where I believe your Whizbang's Manor is.
Okay.
So it's literally just a slightly more. Right here, down here is the.
Oh, they're being really moved away.
Yeah. I mean, this is only like 4 miles away. So this is like it's a 4 mile. It's only like 4 miles. So the map, if you're looking at the
No, it's
bottom,
only like 2 miles. It's only like 2 miles.
it's by the crow flies, yeah. But traveling wise,
Oh.
it's about 4 miles.
Gotcha.
So it's not too far away. I mean, it's literally, like I said, it's about 4 miles away. So it's not too bad. Glastoc, was there anything that you figured out that you wanted?
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit the Two Nights Brewery.
Okay.
Hell yes. Oh my God. Is that Knights with an N or with a K?
With a K.
That's badass.
What time of year is this?
I think we said it was going to be fall-ish.
God, it's Oktoberfest.
So right now they're making their Flagon Dragon
Yep.
seasonal ale.
Yep.
Of course.
Do they also have a vessel with a pestle? Seasonal ale?
Not yet.
Ooh, and they also have their do they have their cryptic cider?
Yes, they have cryptic cider.
Ooh, okay. Well, Glastock's basically going to pick up a few things that he and Brynn and maybe Timon will
Okay.
sample.
We're going to follow back up to Brynn. Brynn, you wanted something. You wanted to do something before.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yep.
So while Bryn is on the seedy side of town, she's like listening for rumors and just like people watching. And eventually, because of who she is able, I think, probably to find some underbelly type people, some shady characters.
Oh yeah. Give me a social society roll to be able to find your
Okay.
proper.
Alrighty, here I go. It's a 17.
Not bad. But yeah, you eventually find that the it's gonna be Batman's feed bag number 42 is the
Batman's
seediest
feed
of the
bag.
bars. It's notorious. Bar fights are common, and they're at least 2 to 3 times a week. The sheriff comes down here. There's a lot of scoundrels and less reputable sailors in here. There's an owner, but you're pretty sure that a crime boss or there's a gang that is that may or may not operate within
Okay.
the area.
Okay.
What? So I would say within the week you figured that out, but you haven't necessarily made any great connections yet. But at least you've been figuring out who
to talk to.
you're gonna find out who you're gonna be able to talk to next time.
Okay. Perfect.
So in that week, it takes a little time to kind of figure out and
I would imagine this montage is like a kind of like a time lapse of Brynn. Like one time she's just drinking in the bar, the next time she's gambling, the next time she's talking to somebody.
Yep.
And then maybe she's like drinking more and then getting into a fight and then talking to somebody.
Did
And
she get
like
thrown in
you
jail?
see her like,
In the
oh, it's definitely possible she spends a night in jail.
and she'll get released. So no problem with the small fine.
And so yeah, there's Brynn is clearly making some kind of moves over here on this side of town.
For your information, Sebastian seals the attic so that the plants cannot grow downwards, but it does not exterminate them since they are Gwen's. And she needs to figure out what to do with them. So they're in a specific, there's some wards, so it's not gonna, you just don't go upstairs and you'll be fine. And it's not gonna do anything.
He died in a terrible pesticide accident. It was terrible. Sorry, Gwen. Here's a potted plant.
Aviro pointedly does not speak to Sebastian during this.
That's fine. That is fine. The 6th day at 6 a.m. Talent. Talent.
All right. Oh, it's got my name on it. What's sticky?
It's sticky.
Okay. Got some stuff on it. Let's see. Dear Temin, I hope you received this letter at the right time. You should have been with the natural ones for a while now, or at least I hope so. I just wanted to tell you that the bear cub was so delicious to eat, son of a... I was still young back then. Glastoc, Brynn, and Aviro just wanted to hide the evidence. I ate well. It tasted gamey, but was still good to eat. Good luck. When we meet again, I look forward to dining on another of your pets. Rocky, the Reclaimer, Girthwood Lake. Timon gets up,
Oh God.
like goes out of his room, and we'll just go to like the nearest door where he knows one of the other ones are sleeping.
So are you actually at the Whizbangs?
I would imagine at this point we're all at the whiz bangs, aren't we?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a room because there's not enough rooms, but
Okay.
he's like he sleeps out like in
It's a
in
big
the common
house,
area.
so yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
he
training
sleeps in, like
room.
a common area.
There's a training
Yeah,
room
he's-
too, so yeah.
Yeah, with Cinnamon. And yeah, so yeah, he'll march to whatever room is closest. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know who's in there because he's just outraged.
Jay should
And-
roll a D3 and see whose room it is. Or audience should pick whose room it is.
Yeah, whose room is he going to? The guest room or the main room? Audience, if you put a number 1 through 3 in,
And he's gonna bang on the door.
Vero.
What time of day is it?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
No answer.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Everyone can wake up at this time if you're at 6 a.m. because he's going to be loud enough.
I come out putting on my clothes. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Temin?
Yeah, what? Yes. Hello.
Okay, so I got the Reclaimer sent me a letter.
All right.
You two
And?
pen pals now.
Glastoc, Brynn, and Aviro wanted to hide the evidence.
What evidence?
What are you talking
I
about?
ate well.
Who ate
My bear. The Reclaimer ate my bear, and you all knew about it, and you hid the evidence.
well? Oh, that night when when Rocky ate the bear cub when it was out when he got out. Remember when we were all on from the roof? You remember Glastoc, right?
I mean, he ate a bear, but we don't know who it belonged to.
Didn't know whose it was.
Oh
Temmin.
no!
And the envelope and the paper, they got this wax seal that's an A.
Might I see that?
It has an A.
Oh God, sneaky motherfucker, bastard.
So
Yes, it's an A. See, it does. It has an A, and well, clearly someone.
It matches the seal that future Aviro sent you.
But it's signed
what else?
Rocky. It's signed Rocky, though.
What? And there's this Rocky, the Reclaimer, and then it says AKA Girth Woodlake. Does that ring a bell? Is that some other thing you're hiding from me?
Girth Woodlake.
That's the
Girth
merchant's
Woodlake.
name.
He was the merchant at the party that we found. That was his human form. Temmin, there's nothing we're hiding from you. We didn't know it was your bear.
We knew it was someone's bear. We just didn't know it was your particular bear.
And he holds his hand out to grab the note back from Aviro.
And Brynn yeah.
And he like shakes it in everybody's face. He's like,
well, at everybody's waist.
Well, yeah.
Glastoc's chest.
Right.
Sorry. Listen.
Like, look, I don't want to hear anymore about how this reclaimer is going to be like redeemed. You can't be a redeemer to this kind of thing. All right? Look, he's a monster. It's a monster that kills everything. It takes everything.
Temmin.
He just turns and like walks off.
Temmin, wait.
What?
I understand you're upset. He's trying to hurt you. He's trying to hurt us. He's trying to drive a wedge between the four of us. Why else would he send you that letter? Yes, it's true. We didn't know, but we didn't know it was yours. How could we have? I'm sorry. But try to understand what he's trying to do and don't let him do it.
Aviro kneels down and hugs Temmin.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. And he tries to squirm out of this hug. All right.
We apologize that circumstances dictate that this be true. But it is. You can't change it and we can't change it, and we're very sorry. Losing a pet is never easy. We've all done it, except maybe Glastoc.
I've never had a pet.
He doesn't seem like the pet type. But we all, it's never easy. We're sorry that we're involved with the circumstances.
Look, Cinnamon was more than a pet. Okay, Cinnamon was
a family member.
Was a companion.
A family member, of course.
Just like, and then he points back to his room. Just like Cinnamon is a companion. And so it's not just like a pet. I mean, I get it. I get it.
I didn't mean to insult the relationship. Of course not.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
It's a family member. But it's a family member.
I'm just gonna put one more name on my list. the reclaimer's got to pay for. And he turns and walks back to the common area where this cinnamon is, as you kind of realize he maybe just calls all the bears cinnamon. And he goes and
That is adorable. This is like cinnamon
snuggles in.
four.
Cinnamon 4.
Brynn just kind of looks at Aviro and looks at Glastoc kind of sadly and goes back into her room. I try to get another couple hours of sleep.
And as the sun starts to come up a little bit more over this beautiful setting of Sandpoint and back mirrors, that's where we're going to conclude our evening's episode. The question is, do we want the post-credit scene now or after?
After the announcement.
After the announcements. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. We have had another emotionally high and low episode. We have one left this year in 2 weeks on the 20th. Please come join us to see how we're going to move forward with other stuff and decision making and all other good stuff. So thank you so much. Let us go around again, and where can we find you and all that other good stuff? So Jeff, thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm doing grand. Thank you for an incredible show. Holy crap, everybody. That was amazing. All around. Seriously, that was really impressive. I'm doing well. I am Jeff. You can find me in a perpetual state of homework, but only for like another week. And then I'm on break. Hooray! So that's hooray. So that's my life. You can't find me anywhere else. I'm exclusive to the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer.
Here we go.
There you go. That's a good way to frame it.
Definitely. Thank you, Jeff, for everything. Awesome tonight, as usual.
Thank you, Jay.
Harry, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This was awesome as always. I'm already excited for the next one. My name is Carrie. You can find me here on Monday nights, except of course for the month of December. You can find me on Mini Terrain Domain. I'm on Scribes and Scrolls over there on Thursday nights. You can find me over there as well. I'm on Kids on Bikes, Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, or as we have just transferred into season 2, Welcome to Paradise Academy. So that's been awesome and fun. And then Select Wednesdays, you can find me there. Select Wednesdays, you can find me on another channel called Dice Tales. All kinds of crazy stuff. I am everywhere. I'm like the wind. And as always, guys, thank you so much for including me here. This is so fun.
Thank you, Carrie. Awesome. Thank you for your wonderful RP tonight and being able to share Brynn's story of torture that I'm doing upon her.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Wouldn't have it any other way. Never. Wouldn't have it any other way, baby. Let's go.
Thank you so much. Jim, how are you doing?
I'm great. So yeah, Jim Hawkmere1 on Twitter. You find me here with these wonderful people on the Wednesday nights when we play. When I'm not in a booth somewhere hawking Talon and Claw stuff on a Sunday, hopefully you'll see me back in our Star Wars game that's also here on the Emporium of the Wayward Gamer, where Bill and I play best friends Clicky, and the gunslinger Jawa, which is my character, and his character that is our wonderful pilot of our crew. Yeah, that's, right now you'll find me in the shop making dice vaults for you wonderful people for Christmas.
Yes. Very good, Dice Vaults. Thank you, Jim, very much. Last, never least, Bill, thank you again for joining us. We will see you next in 2 weeks again. Decisions we'll be making, but yes. How are you doing, sir? Great.
Amazing. Oh my God. Thank you so much for allowing me at the virtual table here. This is amazing and fantastic. I'm Bill, at Bill Roper, or at Bill freaking Roper, on whatever social site I stumble into, whenever that is. As Jim mentioned, you can also find me here playing in our Star Wars game, Luck of the Draw, where I play Captain Kier Starfall.
Captain Kier Starfall.
Yeah, Captain. Very important. Very important.
Did we decide, is Clicky the first officer? Did we?
Security, I think.
Security.
Security. That's right. Head of security.
Obviously,
That's right.
yes.
Yeah. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. And you can also find me on pretty much every Wednesday, with only rare times we take off, at 1:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. No, other way around. 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern on Wednesdays on Severed Sons D&D on Twitch, where we are going through the Tales of Exandria, which is super interesting and fun and totally bizarre. And I play a very, very conflicted, put upon, going through some really heavy stuff, 16-year-old half orc. So that's good. That's good stuff over there. It is everything you could ever imagine a 16-year-old going through, like, kissing the person for the first time and all that kind of good stuff, while also dealing with betrayer gods. It's all kinds of fun.
And dealing with betrayer gods.
And so, like you do. And this has been fantastic. Again, thank you all so much for having me here. It is absolutely being with the legends of the natural ones here.
Oh,
yes, legendary guest player as well. We've had several of them, and Bill, you are included in that. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jay, also known as Neophet3 on the socials. I'm here at the Emporium. We've got Star Wars Legends of the Natural Ones. We are going to be starting in January and doing a full rerun and of old and new episodes together. We've got some remastery stuff together. So that's all. We've got some new episodes. We're actually this weekend is going to be pre-recording our season 1 finale. And then we're going to be being able to do that. So, and then coming back, we're looking at Star Wars Mercenary Tales, which will be starting in first quarter of 2024. We've got, we're going to be coming back with our schedule here. We've got some other games that we're looking at, including either a Call of Cthulhu or Hunter the Reckoning series. That will be an in and out over the course of 30 years. So it will be a long 30 years of things. So, a Scribe and Scrolls Legends of the Natural Ones crossover is always possible because, we're all about crossovers.
I want to see that
and the
for one reason and one
gamer.
reason only, because Carrie has to play 2 different characters at the same time.
Yes.
2 different now how different they are is really anger issues,
Well, one's a barbarian and one's not. That's all that
Yes,
matters.
That's true. That's true. I
Yes.
feel like they'd get along. I feel like they would.
I mean, look, the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer and our wonderful friends at the MTD, we have done crossovers together before, so that's not easy peasy. So with that, you can find me at a few cons next year as well, running some Star Wars games and some other stuff going on, but check our socials for all that good information. Hey, guess what? We're gonna throw another post-credit scene.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Inside a stone working castle-ish looking facility or structure, as footsteps boom, 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 and these nice boots and very similar boots that seem to have a little mud on them, but are still shining, that is attached to the human form of Rocky. As he goes up to a door and unlocks it and opens up the door and walks in. And the light is dark. And there's just a little bit, or the room is dark, and there's just a little bit of light trickling in with a small little crystal way up under, like a low light in a glass right by the door. and across there is an X type wooden cross. And sitting just below it, there's shackles on both the sections and rope, but sitting on the floor is a clothed female human with blonde hair. Dirty because it's kind of a dirty area, but very she's she's got dirt on her arms. She's got a little bit of dried blood, but more or less she's her outfit hasn't been ripped or anything like that. It's just like I said, it's still intact. Her tunic still intact, and the voice kind of comes back. It's like, "Are we cooperating today? Would you care for your symbol back?" And as the head looks up, people will recognize the whiz bang cleric, Ren, and the eyes just looking at her. When Pepper finds you, she will do more you than I ever could. Your fairy friend? Oh, she's been chased down a few different times, but she has been eluding us. We'll see for how long. Food will be coming soon. Enjoy your sleep. As he turns around and walks out and locks the door. And you hear the footsteps. That is where we're going to leave.
We have to kill him. We have to kill him, don't we? We have to fucking kill him.
If some of you realize
Yep,
that there is
sorry,
a
Carrie.
tie-in with another guest player to
We
one
need
of
to
the
get
whiz
Avro back.
bangs, and the last episode's post-credit scene had this particular player being chased by the blue M. And we look
Aw.
forward to that guest player coming in next year and joining us.
Yay.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, everyone. We are so
Wow.
glad you were able to watch us live or watch us as we on the VODs. This should be back up on YouTube probably within a couple of days, by Monday for sure. But no, check us out. Thank you again so much. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. And we're gonna leave with our wonderful comments for season 3. Please be kind, don't be an asshole. Take care.
Ooh, there it
Ooh.
is.